All right, everybody, here we go. We're at part two of the fall of the Roman Empire. Yes, we'll be looking a little bit more at some political problems, but the main thing today is the frontier problems, meaning what they could not control coming in or what's outside of the Roman Empire. We're going to see a lot of different things happening with that. We're going to see how it's divided into Western Rome. See, here's the Rome right here, and Eastern Rome. They have two capitals. That's going to be big today. We're going to see a new place called Constantinople, named after Constantine. All right. See a place called the Hippodrome built there. Another cool building, the Hagia Sophia. We won't talk about that today. I just thought it was cool. And we'll see all these different tribes coming from all over the place. The Vandals, the Ostrogoths, the Angles, the Saxons, and the big deal is the Hun. That's right. And lastly, we'll see this guy named Alaric come in and conquer Rome. The first one to do that in 800 years. So here we go. Let's start off with who was Constantine? Okay, so in 305, Diocletian, who divided Rome into four parts, did he die, you think? No. He just got tired of it and he retired from office. All right, after a period of conflict, another general named, is in our question, Constantine became emperor in 312. To aid the economy, Constantine issued several orders. All right, what are we talking about? The sons of workers had to follow their father's jobs or trade. That's right, or their father's trade. So they had to do what their dad did. The sons of farmers had to work the land their fathers worked. And the sons of soldiers had to serve in the army. Constantine's changes did, what do you think? Did not halt the empire's decline in the West. As a result, Constantine moved. What will he move? Like I kind of mentioned it earlier, he moved the capital from Rome to a new city in the east. He chose the site of the Greek city of, there we go, Byzantium. There he built a forum, an amphitheater called all right, let's check this name out, Hippodrome, and many other palaces like Hagia Sophia. The cities became known as, that's right, Constantinople. Today, Constantinople is called, you might know, Istanbul. Istanbul, not Constantinople. Istanbul, not Constantinople. So here we go. Hold on, where was I looking for? Not that. So he moves Rome to Constantinople. This becomes the new capital of Rome. Inside of it, he built the Hippodrome, Hagia Sophia. Everything was wonderful. He thought it was great. I think Constantine thought he did a good thing. So here we go. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. All right. So Rome falls. Well, obviously it did not work. Both Diocletian and Constantinople, or Constantine it should say, failed to save the Roman Empire. When Constantine died in 337, fighting broke out again. A new emperor called, all right, his name is Theodosius. All right. Theodosius. Whoa. Spell that wrong. I think I spelled that wrong for you guys here. Let me make sure. Theodosius. Where are you, Theodosius? There you go. No, I spelled it right. All right, finally gained control and into the fighting. Ruling the empire proved to be too difficult. All right, too difficult. Theodosius decided to divide the empire after his death. And in 395, the Roman Empire was split into two separate empires. One was the Western Roman Empire that you saw earlier with its capital at Rome. The other was the Eastern Empire with its capital at Constantinople. All right, like that map you saw earlier, this will become the new Rome. Come back up. Where are you? There you are. All right. There's the new Rome, right Right there. All right. So this becomes Eastern Rome. That becomes Western Rome. It's completely divided. Two separate, completely places. The West will go and fall and just go away. And later on, we'll talk about that. The East is going to survive, and we'll talk about that. It becomes two completely separate places. Rome is going away. It's basically gone. All right. So here we go. Next topic. Why was Rome invaded? Here we go. As Rome declined, it was no longer able to hold back what do we call those tribes? All the tribes called Germanic tribes on its borders. Many different Germanic groups existed. Check out some of these names. The Ostrogoths, the Visigoths, the Franks, the Vandals, the Angles, and the Saxons. They came from the forests and marshes of which part of Europe? Northern Europe mostly, but they did come from other places too. These Germanic groups were in search of, you think they want colder or warmer climates? Warmer climates, very good, and better grazing land for the cattle. They also were drawn by Rome's wealth and culture. Many were fleeing from the Huns, which were fierce warriors from Mongolia in Asia. The Huns entered Eastern Europe and defeated the Ostrogoths. The Visigoths, fearing they would be next, asked the Eastern Roman emperor for protection. He let them settle just inside the empire's borders. In return, they promised to be loyal to Rome. Before long, trouble broke out between the Visigoths and the Romans. The empire forced the Visigoths to buy food at very high prices. The Romans also kidnapped and they enslaved many Visigoths. Finally, the Visigoths, they had enough of it and they rebelled against the Romans. In 378, they defeated the Roman legions at the Battle of Adrianople. After that defeat, Rome was forced to surrender some of its land to the Visigoths. The Germanic tribes, they began to drool, and they knew now that Rome could no longer do what for itself? It could no longer defend itself. And then more and more Germanic warriors crossed the borders in search of their very own land. The winter of 406, this is a bad thing for Rome. The Rhine River in Western Europe froze. Germanic groups crossed the frozen river and entered what's right above Italy. Entered Gaul. That's where France is. Excuse me. All right, the Romans were too weak to force them back across the border. And in 410, the Visigoth leader Alaric and his soldiers captured the city of Rome itself. They did this now. Check it out. They burned the books and the records. They looted the treasury. Rome's capture by Alaric was a great shock to the empire's people. It was the first time Rome had been conquered in 800 years. Another Germanic group known as the Vandals overran Spain and northern Africa. They enslaved some of the Roman landowners and drove others away. Then the Vandals sailed to Italy. And in 455, they entered Rome. They spent 12 days stripping buildings of everything valuable and burning them. From these attacks came the English word, not work, the English word. All right, the word is vandalism. It comes from vandals. This means the willful destruction of property. Yes, this is what happens to Rome. Let's look at those. This a little bit more right here. All right, here's all your tribes coming in from all over. Everything's eventually going to take over Rome. Notice the eastern side's kind of protected. Nobody's going in there. I want to show, where's that map at that I want to show you? All right, well, let's see. There's some of those vandals coming in. You want to